welcome, guys. Hey, y'all know what we do here every Thursday. We strive to bring power, dignity, and class back to our community here at WFBR 1590, the Tyrone Hour. I got something special I want to talk about this weekend, but I said you have to do the topic of the show, and I said basically the same old, because I want to hit political. It's political. Okay. So I'm gonna be talking about political. Anyway, King, I want to say again, I'm officially saying that you are my host.
Oh God.
My co-host officially today, man. Congratulations for the year on the air and everything. You know me, man. You brought it out last week. We was in the heat of battle, so. We didn't give it the way it should be, but the way it is right now is that formally, officially, today, thank you, brother.
Yeah.
Thank you, man. We are on embark on a mission. I said, Facebook's coming up. Finally, Facebook has to come up. If we are on a mission and need to really reach out, because we can sit back and have these personal platforms and everything, but then they become personal if you don't branch out to what the future consists of. And I've been bucking that system for how long? King, you was just in the house laughing at me yesterday about that.
30 years, 35 years.
But I had an early caller. You don't want to get that caller because I don't want to miss this. I hope this is someone that has something to say or anything. Hey, caller, how you doing?
Good afternoon. This is Arthasia. How are you?
Hey, Arthur, how you doing? Glad to hear you calling in. What's going on? What's on your mind? You want to talk about the same old?
Man, I need more than 5 minutes to vent. I do. Baltimore City.
Same old, huh? Go ahead.
It amazes me that so many people with a lack of common sense, wisdom, and knowledge are all employed by the same agency. We're talking about Baltimore City officials.
Yes, go ahead.
A lot of times you will find people who don't have the same thought pattern, maybe 2 in this organization, maybe 3 in that one, but a whole team.
A whole team of it. I get what you said.
A whole team? Are you kidding? That means the captain ain't shit and the crew members aren't either.
Keep it a little clean off it.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll say feces then. The captain ain't feces and nor is the crew. How about that? Is that better?
Yes, ma'am. That's a little better.
Okay. At the same token, it's not like anyone can point the finger at the other because they're all in the same boat sinking.
I get you.
Sinking. And the sad part is, now you got the Baltimore Gangsters Enterprise, which is BG and E, who are now trying to gun-ho the citizens. If those citizens choose not to have that equipment on their property, then they have a right to say that.
See?
So, BG and E has always been Baltimore Gangsters Enterprise to me, and they're giving up to their nerves.
But I'll say, let me stop you for a minute. My show was starting off about the same old. And usually when a generation is having problems of people, they usually try to reach back to the elders to try to straighten up things. Alright? So you see what we're doing in politics right now. And Sheila was Sheila was okay when she was in. I'm going to say great. She was good when she was in there. But again, here we go, Gene. When I said that, do you think we're going to go down the same pathway? Well, lo and behold, who are they putting up there? The same pathway. It's just an older person from back in the past. The same old, Arfay. Go ahead, Arfay.
Yeah. When society is so complacent with what's going on and they accept what's going on, but my theory in raising up my children, your nephews, when you do something different, you get different results. So when are you going to step out on faith and do something different, so that you can have different results. Now we got this thing of the marijuana being legal July 1st. Come on now. Everybody doesn't smoke it. Everybody doesn't want to smell it. But you got a high rate of crime with what's already out there. So it's, to me, society is using drugs as a genocide to actually dissipate our black people, and that's what I see.
Okay. Well, I'm so glad you said that, Faye. Basically, it's a form of eugenics, population control, because that's exactly what you just said. And I was talking to Ty about it, and I was like, if you really look at the agenda that has been put forth, all these, you have children that are 4 years old. They're telling you that somebody between the ages of 4 and 10 can choose their sex, but somebody who's 25 years old who commits a crime isn't mentally mature enough to handle it. Now, if that isn't an oxymoron, it has to come with an agenda. So if at 4 and 10 they can choose their sex, and now they're choosing that I want to be a girl instead of a boy, and then you as the parent move forward with that, you know that there's no procreation taking place there. And if,
none whatsoever.
And then if you allow these criminals to come outside, because once again, I'm going to say this, and I hope that there's some common sense people out here, when you craft laws that are aimed at the law-abiding citizens, understand that the criminals don't care, because they're carrying their guns anywhere they want to, everywhere they want to. Okay? And now you have a 25-year-old who has a propensity to kill because they don't understand conflict resolution and they're emotionally immature. Now they're out here unstable. Now they're out there, and now they're continuing the killings. Now between the abortions, these sex changes, this gay agenda, this LGBTQ, whatever else they want to call themselves, agenda, you are 100% correct. I believe that this is all orchestrated by the popular people out here in our communities, and we're looking at them. I just told Tyrone, we've been fighting the wrong man all along. It is these black people who have assimilated with these people and their agenda is who we need to fight, because they're the ones who they've put in place, like our mayor, our governors, our city council people, our judges, our sheriffs. These are the people who are out here making these laws. And like you said, we've become complacent because we understand in a democratic state like Maryland, nothing is going to happen. Even if you come with a different voice, they're going to stifle it, or they're going to try to make you seem like you're crazy. Look at what they did to Dan Cox. And I say that affectionately because Dan Cox came out against this whole agenda that they were doing as far as education was concerned. And once again, we keep running into it. We will never change. I'm telling you. I see it. King, I see it.
Faye, go ahead. Give me a brief comment on Faye real fast. We'll have to let you go.
Okay, my comment is this. Going back to Brandon Scott playing Without a Purpose. How about the weekend when the volunteers were out there to assist his plan, because it doesn't have a purpose, and the kids retaliated and vandalized the transport van. Come on now. You're talking about young people who have mental health issues started apparently from birth, or they grew into it, and they have oppositional behavior. They are in defiance of authority. If they don't listen to their parents, what makes you think they're going to listen to me out there being a volunteer? They're not.
Well,
thank y'all, Faye.
This is what I find amusing about that whole thing. First of all, you were the one who told them kids that they didn't have to go to the curfew if they didn't want to. That was the first thing. And secondly, as Tyrone said, they are touting this as some type of a success. And I'm like, no, it is a monumental failure. Why? Because in my neighborhood, I ain't worried about the 16s and 17 years old, because we are besieged by 10, 11, 12, and 13. They are running rampant in my neighborhood right now. And listen, they don't come out before 7, 8 o'clock. I'm just being honest.
Thank y'all, Faye. I'm going to let you go here.
You always have my support. Love you guys.
Yes,
thank you. Again, King, I say, man, again, we get comments and stuff from people that live in the city. So they're not talking from that perch again, King. That's why I like the folks they call here. They're not talking from the perch.
No, because they live here.
They live here.
You know, they interacting with these.
They play that lottery at the local liquor store.
We know who's in our community.
Yeah, we
know
yes.
what we're facing when they come outside. I don't have a problem in my neighborhood with them because they see me, and it's like, oh, I command respect.
That's right.
I don't care if you like me, dude.
That's right.
Just stay off my car.
That's right.
You ain't got to speak to me.
King, that's why I titled the show "Same Ole Same Ole." And I wanted to say that to Gene because Gene said no, Ty. They ain't gonna be this. No, we ain't gonna be the same old, same old. They ain't gonna Sheila Dix ain't up on television every day.
Every day, but I'm talking about when it's time to vote. I think people gonna start thinking.
No, they not.
Different.
They not. Let me tell you. Hold on, Tom. I'm gonna tell you why it's not, June. Because notice, every time I say something about a conservative candidate, I just look at how you cringe. When I said Dan Cox, I don't care about the person, I care about the policies. His policies was about his
education, man. You talking about
now you say you don't care about the policies. So if you don't care about the policies, then this is what I mean about your values. Okay. So the things that are taking place, yours are, but they're not being voted in. So instead, what you're seeing,
people start changing it.
Well, we can't because because soon as we start talking change and we start putting candidates, whether you like them or not, when it comes to your policies, you have to care about it because that's what's governing you. Their personal opinion about you isn't. It's what they put there in law that you have to. Hold on, Tom. Let me finish this one. It's what they put down in law. It goes back to that whole marijuana card. They put it in the law. That, you know what? You're no longer eligible to get anything as far as firearms if you have a marijuana card. But they put that in the law. Mm-hmm. You know, you are a concealed carry license. I look up to you because I'm like, sure, I would love to have it. But I look at all the constraints they put on you. Your pull a gun, you can't use it anywhere. Okay? You would be a victim. You would be a victim and you have a gun sitting right there that you can defend yourself with. And the reason why is because people like Brandon Scott comes in and they start talking this race stuff. And they start pushing this whole agenda about feelings. And they start, but they don't tell you how they're trampling on your rights. While in the meantime, they're looking you in your face. It reminds me of a biblical word called beguiled. They are beguiling the people. They are pleasuring you and deceiving you at the same time. It is with inside your pleasure that your ignorance is being exploited. And all I'm saying is that we won't change anything because every time we get to this point, it's, oh God, if we don't care about the policies and this is all these people are putting in place, then what are we really doing? Why even vote?
It's the same old, same old. Again, when you say certain candidates, it's like, if it's like, say, you hear certain name of candidates and you don't like the person or whatever. And I get that. We all have a personal choice in candidates. But you can pick another one within that realm, hopefully, because we clearly see this pathway that we've been on as blacks. I mean, come on. I'm going to the school system a little bit, King.
All right. I want to touch on Sheila Dixon in a second because we brought her up.
School system.
Okay.
In a little bit because I want to talk about the most important thing that we claim to talk about is the generational future. Oh, the baby. Oh, that's this, that. We ain't talking about no educational. We ain't talking about new mathematics skills. We ain't talking about new fractions. We ain't talking about, you said writing in cursive has been took out. We took that out, but they put all this insanity, lust stuff into the schools, and we have a gun on them. I'm going to talk about this because I'm going to go from Florida.
I go back to the governor.
From Florida to Maryland, King. From Florida to Maryland.
God, I'm glad you're here today.
I go from Florida to Maryland. Mm-hmm. We have a governor who's down in Florida who's been deemed as only a black racist. He's wiping out all black everything, this, that, and that. Yet we won't focus on what the narrative is about in school, what school's about.
Wes Moore said it.
Wes Moore said no. He said, DeSanto said no, we do not want nasty adult content in this book. Well, our black leader said, That's black history, and it should be taught. Okay, so our leader up here, the black man, the Democratic guy, said, okay, this man has deemed this as an adult content. It's not appropriate for schools. Right down there. Our guy, who we know, says, no, bring all your freaks and nasty stuff here to Maryland. That's exactly what he said. They don't want those books in the schools down there. Bring them to Maryland. Our children will accept, and they need to see these type things. So again, I say, King, so the narrative from one of our black celebrities in radio and stuff, she says has a new commercial. Now, how many black folks live in Florida from the top to the bottom? Florida is damn near 80, 60, 70% black?
About 70, 65.
Some of the blackest people in America. She says that this person, I don't want to say her name because I might need her support. She says on this new commercial, the NAACP has made a good thing. They said to tell blacks, no blacks go down and spend any money in Florida. Hold up now. What about our black brethren in there?
Hold on,
What are you talking about?
Hold on, Ty. But the president,
keep it brief.
because we got a caller coming, but keep in mind that the president of the NAACP lives in Florida.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and let you talk, because I'm tired.
Give me a call. Charles, how you doing, brother? Charles, haven't heard from you in a while, man.
How you doing, sir?
Hear from you, and what's on your mind, brother?
Brother Charles?
Brother Charles, can't hear you. Get your phone right, man. Call back or whatever, man. We can't hear you.
Okay, you'll call back.
Well, again, I say, King,
Can I touch Taylor real quick? Because I like Sheila Dixon.
get brief. I got something.
I would keep it brief.
Go, King.
Because you said something that made sense. We back to the same old, same old. But what I wanted to say is that Sheila Dixon is back in the good graces of those people that ousted her.
That ousted her. Yeah.
That's why she's pushing, because she now knows that she has the backing to run to win.
Come on, Charles. Come on, Charles. Give it to me.
Yeah, I'm back. How you doing today?
Oh, great, man. Good to see you for your voice, man. What's going on?
Well, I'm really dismayed that you were so addicted to the whiteness.
Go ahead.
That you just couldn't wait. You just had to jump into it.
Go ahead.
All the hearsay, the read say, and the see say. You never want to deal with the facts. You just want to deal with the fantasy.
Go ahead.
You're talking about all the stuff that they've taken away, but you haven't talking about why they've taken it away. Was it good for us or was it bad for us?
Okay, give it to us. Give us some
You keep throwing this stuff out, but you don't put any meat on the bone. You just give us bone.
Well, guess what? You eat on the meat now, Charles, because that's why you called in. Charles, you eat the meat now. That's why you called in. Now we're going to digest it and use the...
Hold on a second.
Go ahead.
You were the one driving this vehicle.
Yes, right.
I'm just observing what's going on with your driving.
Yes, right.
I'm just saying that you don't have a destination. You just miss all the window shopping.
Okay.
And all I'm hearing from you is, why can't we do more window shopping? Let's go back and talk about all the commercials we've seen this week. It's all the Matrix. It's a bunch of lies.
Okay.
You haven't talked about any facts.
Okay.
What's going on in the street? People are being robbed. People are being shot.
Okay.
Where the guns coming from?
Okay.
Why
the guns
is that
come from?
working?
Okay.
Why do we have so many people coming from other countries taking our jobs, moving in our houses, getting our 401ks? Why are we being displaced and happy about it, and we just want to keep window shopping? I'm not understanding it.
Thank you, Charles. Again, I said, man, you said something about the meat on the bone. Boy, you just ate it up real good, man. Thank you, man. We always appreciate that. Can you guys say
See, I'm just here to make you think. I'm just the catalyst to get you to where I'm at.
Okay.
I want you to be with me to share in what I'm dealing with, and not just sit there and observe and kind of be dumbfounded and be like, man, he's a stupid genius.
Well, no, Charles, this is what I have to say to what you said, because you know, you hitting on something, but it lends me to answer that question. We will have nothing and we will be happy with it, and that has been the agenda that has been launched upon the populace, and I think you see that, and what you have said, you know, since I've been on here, again, a lot of stuff that you say I agree with. Sometimes I get upset with, you know, the attacks, but you know, when they're founded, I get it, and today it's founded. But no, you're right. What it is that we will have nothing, we will own nothing. And we will love it, and this is how they're introducing it to us. And like you said, when they've given up on us. We're the old people. We're out the pasture. They're already working on the next generation because they have to get it in their heads.
See, that's where y'all got it mixed up.
Okay.
They've been working on the kindergarten generation from the beginning.
That's what I said.
They threw away the adults.
That's what I said.
And y'all have adopted their theories and ideology, and you're doing the same thing. But see, you don't understand how they co-opted this.
Well, Charles, this is a show. Well, Brother Charles, can I say something real fast? I give you the platform. I gave you the platform in the air. Brother Charles, this is a show of black people trying to talk and find some type of knowledge. How about you calling in and giving us the knowledge without trying to go some other route with this knowledge about you, and just give us some information that you know about. You're on the air. Give the information.
Would y'all jump and shake?
No, just give us the information, brother. You want to have some other type of dialogue.
We are the true Americans.
Okay.
We're not Negroes. We're not black. We're not Negro. We're not colored. We're the true American Indians. This is our land. We are not of America. We are America.
No, didn't you say that last week? That we are Americans? Then I'm an American. Yes.
We've been made the renters of our own land.
Thank you, Brother Charles.
You don't
Have
understand.
a great weekend. Appreciate you calling in, man. You know, I always appreciate you calling in, man. But again, I say, you know, you just said we are Americans. But what did I say last weekend? That I'm an American. I didn't say nothing of South or anything. I said no black. I said I'm an American. But again, I say when you call the show, it's about information and knowledge. This is not to me, a show where I want to say who got the best knowledge. King, you got the best knowledge?
No.
We trying to figure out knowledge and try to come to some common grounds and stuff of that nature. You get what I'm saying, man?
Yeah.
We can turn the show into a lot of other messy stuff. I guess that's what goes on the Jerry Springer show, huh? That's not what we do here, man. You know, it's all about information. So if you call in, Brother Charles, why don't you start teaching us? You're the one claim to have this hidden, what do you say, the matrix knowledge. Then won't you give the matrix back to us then, and we can share it? Because if I'm not giving it to you right, brother, I hope you start sharing that information with me and Mr. Kingsley. We really enjoy when you call. King, again, I say, King, here at WFBR, King, you know what we strive to do here, King.
Bring dignity, class, respect, self-discipline, accountability, responsibility.
The number one, emotional accountability.
Emotional accountability.
Emotional accountability.
We live in a society where everything is predicated off of their emotions.
Yes.
You know, and we, again, I'm going to say it. I understand Charles's point. You know, I just say it differently. I say we lost, we gone. Mm-hmm. You know, his thing is, you know, we've lost our identity, and I think that's the chief thing that he's trying to get across is that, you know, we're not black, we're not from Africa, we're not from this. We're actually the American Indians, and you know, we've been co-opted and, you know, brainwashed and everything else.
You gotta listen to the show though, because we say that every show about the African black American. No, I'm American. Go ahead, King.
You know, no, you're right, because a few shows back I said that, you know, I was talking to my cousin and she broke down some history, you know, and she went all the way back to the 1800s, and I found out that, you know, at least one half of my family wasn't slaves. You know, they was, you know, in Jamaica, they was, you know, they owned stuff. They was very fruitful.
Give me the website when you get a chance.
Sure.
Please.
You know, so I think what Charles is trying to get across, you know, to us, to get across to everybody, is like what we've done. We've gone back and we've done the research. We've looked. We've educated ourselves to a point. You know, we wanted to know something, so we went there and we taught ourselves it. So now it's to get it out to the masses that, you know what, maybe the history that you've been taught is not the history that's yours, and maybe you need to go and reinvestigate your history and understand that, again, not all black people come from Africa. And I said that when I made the reference about roots, because it is important. I go back to, what's his name? Chicken George? Yeah. And it was a bunch of black people in there, and he had Kunta Kinte on the barrel. And there was older black people there, there was young black, it was a mixture. And he said, some of you've never seen a real bushman. This is a real guinea man. He a real guinea man. And then if you go back in history and you look at it, that's how they refer to him as guinea man. You know, so, and that's how they taught it to the overseers, which would be your Chicken George, to control the other people that were on the land. You know, and then as they brought the Africans in, and then the Africans, you know, it came and studying. They was breeding with, you know, the women. Listen, you know, this is how your characteristics get bred in. And then the white man, it's the same thing, you know, jealous of what was taking place. He started, you know, raping the women and breeding in his genes as well. But, you know, website is WFDR1590.weebly. That's WEEBLY.com. You can also find us at YouTube and Rumble at KTHOUGHT. That's KAETHOUGHT. You can also find us on our podcasting platforms. You can find us at Anchor, Spotify, Google, iHeartRadio.
Thank you, brother.
Oh, I'm sorry. And the handle that you look for on the podcast is the Tyrone Hour. Okay, good.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. Again, I say, man, you know, King, you know, I wanted to talk about education. You know, again, I say, why am I the only black person? You see, and I ain't gonna say I'm the only black person or who is willing to say that, look, man, this is what we're under is black leadership. We have a school system where the structural system of it is gone totally, meaning that, you know, children in schools that's not in school they're getting the money for that. That's embezzle. Well, that's stealing. This is under black leadership. I mean, Marilyn Mosby, Vietnam death numbers in the black community. And the first thing she did was, when her sister came up to say that she loved, she needed to get the hell out of here because she ain't going to get judged fairly in Baltimore by her own peers, and she changed that was cool with her, I guess. I don't know. But again, black leadership, King. This is under black leadership. Everything that we're facing is under black leadership, and then we believe that it's a puppet master over them, a white puppet master over them, dictating what they're doing.
Well, it is a puppet master over them dictating to them what they are doing. But again, what can I say? You know, you want to talk about the education system. You want to talk about why education is bad. Well, again, we had a candidate that came up that talked about education and said that he was going to make it his focal point.
Yeah, we get that. Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah, but he was the wrong guy at the wrong time.
You know,
in this region.
And I attended that town hall, and he was the one there. The black candidate didn't attend it. See, I'm not making this stuff up. I'm not putting any fingers at anybody. I'm holding you to the fight. I'm making you accountable. I'm making all you voters accountable. I'm making you politicians accountable. I'm not making none of this stuff up. This is what actually happened. This is a fact. I saw it. You know, this is what Charles is talking about. A fact. I was there. I heard what they said. I heard what they were pledging to do. And guess what? They got ran out of there. The same governor that you have now wouldn't even show up to Morgan State.
I told you.
A professor. Now I'm going to use the word, Charles. Black University.
I told you what they did to Ben Carson. Before Ben Carson took the job with Donald Trump,
he was revered.
celebrated black man
Revered.
in the history of the country at one time. He took the job with Donald Trump, and the pastors in Baltimore City ran him out of there. He came with money. They came with solution, real solution. They didn't even accept him to walk.
You know why?
The church. They didn't even allow him to get across the doors.
You know why? Because he came in there and he was like, "Hey Tyrone, let me speak with you for a second." He talked proper.
He talking proper.
See, it's not white. It's called proper. He was very intelligent in his speaking. He wanted you to get the full message. So he didn't come in there, "Hey Ty, let me holler at you a second." He wanted to make sure that the message resonated with everybody.
They didn't even let him in the doors.
Okay, and that's what happens to anybody who comes in with a voice that's different from the Julian Carters, the Brandon Scotts, the Russ Moores, all these people that these names that I'm naming. These are people who have taken your vote, your valued vote, and now they've turned your value into their value, and they've changed it. Hold on, Tom. They've changed it, and now they're telling you that your value espouses LGBT community rights over yours.
What are we talking about?
What are we
talking about?
Their values prioritizing criminals and criminal behavior over law-abiding citizens. These are these people.
Ben Carson went from people saying, "Look up to him in the black community," to
they look down on him.
Now he's the worstest. I mean, people saying, "Look at him, he look like he crazy," and all this stuff. Now, just a year or 2 months ago, he was the most celebrated black man in the town. Again, I say, King, the most racist people right now, I think it's almost 50-50 now in a sense, because I made a statement last week about Amy, what's her name, from Fox 45, and our leader, Brandon Scott. You know, according to us, we here, Brother Charles said we're Americans, so that means we are all Americans, white, black, Chinese, everybody, and all children of all descent deserve an opportunity in whatever job or whatever they got. And I'm looking at a situation where I'm saying, is this blatant black racism right in my face towards this white young girl because she's white? Or is it the system that she's under, or is it because she's white and under that system of Fox 45? Because I think that's kind of wrong. Again, I said because, we all say that, you young women or young people, male or female, trying to do a good job. But I believe if that was a black young lady, maybe, under another system, he's going to talk to him a little better. And some professional me, again, I say, wow, black racism is at a high, man, for real, man. We real judgmental, King.
Well, no, Takasi, you're not paying attention. If you really pay attention, what they say is that black people can't be racist. There's no way.
There's no way.
There's no way. And what I want to do is put an end to that. Once again, everybody has a degree of hating them. Everybody can dislike somebody, and I don't really think people understand when somebody say that, they're racial or what have you. I don't know anybody who don't think that their race is better than anybody else. I don't think, I don't see an Asian person coming up and saying, well, I think that my race is lesser than yours. A white person. Just like you looking and saying that you're not, that you're not less than anybody else.
That's right.
Everybody else is looking the same way. So this whole notion that everything, and I told you about that before, everything is racist.
Yes.
Anytime you say something, it's racist.
Yes.
And I'm like, the people who you keep calling are racist are on TV. You have no personal interaction with them. They've done nothing. They've done nothing to you. And if they saw you in the street, they wouldn't even acknowledge your existence. You are a figment of their imagination.
Again, I say,
hold on,
said that about that race.
Because everybody is so full of themselves now. Yeah. See, this is where we're at. We're so prideful. Yeah. The Bible speaks against this. This is why you should not be prideful, because everybody is so prideful. Everybody knows everything, so they can just discount this, and they can just discount this, even when you know that it's the wrong thing.
You said something before, King, and because we always try to be as clear as possible. You said moral compass. I said,
what
animals have a moral compass.
Yeah, you know why? Because their values aren't compromised. So I'm gonna bang that hard today. Because you see, I want you to understand something, people. When your values are compromised, your morality goes out the window. Just so you know.
Because now, you do what you need to do.
Well, no, I'm going to use this because this is what's going on now. We are being overran by hyper-materialism and sexualism.
Yes.
So what is going on is that you see a lot of chicks that are telling you that you're not good enough for them because you don't make enough. I got you. It doesn't, because you don't make enough money. You don't qualify for whatever it is that they're looking for. And they're instantly looking for the bag. So what is being done out here is they're now trading sexual favors for clothes, for Birkin bags, to ride around in fancy cars, to be in the spotlight, to be at the BET award show. They are willing to prostitute themselves, but they don't look at it as prostituting themselves.
No,
see, this is why
because you openly do on phone, so that's not prostituting. I'm talking to somebody.
Yeah, you know, so this is why places like OnlyFans, and again, I'm not knocking a chick because there's some women that's making $2 million a month on OnlyFans. I ain't mad at you. Get your money, girlfriend. But at the end of the day, it's still a form of prostitution, no matter how you look at it.
I told you, King, yesterday. I told you the thing we talk about all the time, that eventually when things go wrong, who you go back looking for? Where's the support? This, that. So I was listening to 88.9 yesterday, Dr. K. Okay, anyway, all right, okay. All right, okay. I was to a radio station anyway, and the radio station said, the question came up, well, who has the black woman's back? I said, what? I couldn't help but call, and I said, God damn it, I gotta get to a phone. And you know what I mean? Because I listen to radio stations, I support other people sometimes. They say support other people, I do. At least a listening ear. And I had to call in, King, because I was befuddled about that. I said, hold up now. All I hear every day is that I don't need him.
I can do bad by myself.
I can do bad by myself.
I don't need a man.
Taking the child support.
Men ain't ish.
Men ain't ish. If the black man didn't run, a man don't know how to please a woman. See, these are things that just started coming out in the last 20 years, the things I just said. I didn't go back to 20, it's some other things.
Yeah.
But yet, I'm listening on this show where it says, well, who's going to have the black woman back? You threw everybody off your back plus me. And said you didn't need nobody. I get that. I get the independentism. And I get that. But don't come back when that dog comes right down the street after your damn tail, talk about, can you defend me?
So that's the problem that I have.
That's what I was talking. That's where I was headed at. Hey, dog, you got all this stuff now. So when something really occurs, don't come crying wolf to me.
See, this is the problem that I have because
that's what
the very thing that you just said is what I'm going through a lot. Because my thing is, you keep coming to me and you say these things. You've made it clear that I'm not on your level, that, you know what, I don't make enough money for you. I don't fit into your category. I'm this, I'm that, I'm the third. And then you get yourself into a precarious situation. And then now you looking at me like, he spit on me, or he called me out my name, and I'm looking at you like, well, what you want me to do?
What you want me to do?
Once upon a time, he got the hell beat out of him. But in this day and age, I'm not sure if you're going to call the police and side with this man to get me locked up.
Yeah, King, I tell you, I just had to tell you, I called you and I was in the car and tell you.
Yeah, you called me, you ranted for a good 10, 15 minutes.
I just ran on some of the stuff you said. And now you say, okay.
But now you got to tell about the part where it got personal.
Oh, yeah, so this professional person says to me, are you talking about a girl in your life? I said, I thought this was a conversation. I thought this was a conversation. I said, you getting personal. You don't even know me really. You didn't know me because I said where I came from or whatever. You know that part. But you went straight from, you sound like you had some type of bad relationship. I said, see, that's what I said about the show. If I would have went on with that, now my show would be a gossip type show. You know, who's the baby father and all those types. That's stupid stuff to me. what's going on in society. That's fantasy life, King. I'm going to get my public service announcement, King. You got something you want to say real fast, though?
No, go ahead, get in.
King, boy, it's hazy and hot out there, King.
That's what they call it? They say it was a wildfire, they be sending fumes down here. I'm trying to figure out, let me tell you what I think it is, Ty, before you get there. I think that they burning off that water, that dirty water spill, and they burning off, and they filter in the air, and it ain't dissipating as fast as they think. That's my personal belief.
It's hazy out there, King.
It's hazy out there. It's wildfire.
It's hazy out there, which means definitely
wildfire.
To all patrons coming into Maryland from the bottom of Port Deposit to the middle of Oakland. But anywhere in that middle region of Maryland, beware
the Eastern Shore.
That's you.
Ocean City, Ocean City, boy.
Well, they had a problem on the boardwalk, so we're going to talk about that. To any patrons coming to Maryland, beware of the wild squeegee crossings, King. If you run up on them.
What question is that, G? She been on vacation. Tell you got to excuse her. She been on vacation.
Well, you know what? Go down the street, you got any change in your joint, he's right there waiting on you. Right there waiting on you.
I don't keep it inside.
Anyway, to any patrons coming into Maryland, beware of the wild squeegee crossers. If you come upon them, King, don't give them any eye contact. If you roll a window down and talk to a damn stranger, King, before you get home to talk to your family and hug your children, and something go wrong, what we thinking?
Whatever happens, happens.
Whatever happened to you, take it on the chin.
Take it on the chin.
Go home and tell your family. Don't even call the law because you did something stupid.
Tell your family.
Tell your family you did something stupid. I tried to talk to a person that I like. Who? You knew him? No, I didn't know him. I just wanted to talk to him. And he asked for my phone, and I gave it to him. Okay, yeah. If it gets ugly, King, proceed to the light with caution. Call the police. King, why do we say this, though?
Because we bear witness to women and children.
Being beat over how kind
the women
too.
The women were getting beat, the men definitely were getting beat, the women were getting beat, the children was witnessing it, and it was all for dirty ashtray change.
Dirty ashtray change, Brandon Scott. To all the people in the city that told me that they were making money, y'all all lost your minds. When y'all bet into the thing that they were making $500 and $600 a day, a child allowed you to get anything, King, and y'all bit into it. Majority of the problems of the squeegee problems came from the black community supporting me.
Wow, that was a mouthful.
What?
That was a mouthful, Ty.
Majority of that situations came from the support of the black community saying that they were being mistreated. Yes, King, again I say, to all patrons, go to the light and call the police if necessary. King, I say, man, you know, summertime's here, man. You know,
curfews
in full effect. You know,
the kids are in compliance.
Homicide up on at the gas station on Ricestown Road.
I'm about to say right up the street from me.
Right up the street from me. And one guy got shot in the head. I heard another guy got shot. But mind you, look where they're letting off the bullets at the gas station.
Now you know what gas station it is. It's at the North Avenue Road.
No, I'm talking about right up my way.
Yeah, I know you're talking about.
The one on Ricestown and Belvedere. Right where that fake Obama mom at.
Right there.
Yeah. And now mind you,
by the train track.
You're shooting at a gas station.
At a gas station.
One of those bullets hit the tank.
See, exactly.
You get what I'm saying? So, which means that the security of regular citizens are so far gone. It should be nobody at the gas station. Just something like that could happen. This is a gas station.
You still got people out there lighting up their cigarettes at gas
station.
So, yeah, this doesn't surprise me that they're shooting at the gas station.
This is
but you said that was a good thing. You right. Because one stray bullet would have destroyed the whole block.
This is at the gas station.
The whole block.
This is where security has been totally lax from our mayor.
And hold on, because the Western District is 3 blocks up the street.
What?
Am I lying to you?
They can walk there.
They can walk there.
No,
that's how close the Western District. I'm not lying to you.
They can walk
through the street. Let me tell you how I know this.
What?
Yeah. Western District is 3 blocks, and I'm not kidding you. It's right where where they used to sell the lake trout at.
Yeah, right there.
Right across the street from the 5 Mile House. Literally 3 blocks. I'm not kidding you. You can walk there.
You know, in Park Heights right now, I just said it before on multiple shows, I believe Park Heights is one of the last, they just got it holding us to the last part of the most nastiest, foulest type of behavior.
Well, yeah, Safe Street days, they taking care of
I
business.
mean, literally, in my community, I mean, people are just, remember the guy got the thing up there on the side of the road?
Oh, I remember. He built a house outside.
It's outside right
by
there.
the community center.
I guess that's where he gonna
Oh yeah, he hung some plastic
got
up,
plastic
like he did an A-frame. He tied a string to the skin.
He tied up a string like he got a clothes
Yeah, did an A-frame.
Yeah,
I'm not making this up. He with a top. He had to take me to see it because I didn't believe it. He had a tarp out
gas
there.
station, yeah.
Hey, this not too far from the shoot was. He had a couch out there.
Yeah.
I'm dead serious.
Like a little apartment.
It was like an apartment outside with a tarp over it.
Yeah.
Did they make a move?
No, he stayed there for a long time last year before they made a move. Now he's back again.
He's back.
See, that's where
That's what
leadership
happened.
comes in. He said, if he comes back again, we have no choice but to take him in and try to find some type of program that they keep hollering about, right? They always talk about the programs for these folks, but the only way for them to get the program is to take them in.
But when they take them in, a lot of them don't want to be in.
Then guess what happens with that? When you let them back out, then they become a victim of society.
Okay, but I'm telling you.
Am I right though, G?
That's true. A lot of homeless people don't want that.
And a lot of them are mentally ill. Real mentally ill.
Yes.
Really mentally ill.
Not to want a place over here.
Yeah, not to want to have a roof or a stable roof over your head. That's mentally illness right now in the wintertime. That's kind of crazy, all right? But again, I say, King, man.
I mean, listen, you talk about programs and money and stuff like that.
Yeah.
City Councilman Conway has introduced a new climate control initiative because now he wants to start a study for how climate control is affecting people and the citizens of Baltimore.
So is this?
So he's asking for, now he's looking for money. No.
Oh.
Conway,
okay.
Yeah. He's looking for money to fund a study to see how this stuff is going. And I'm like, and I talk about this stuff all the time. The frivolous spending of money, these parks, these places that they put this money, the trees. I talked about the city councilman in the 41st district. He's not even a councilman. I think he's a delegate in Annapolis, 41st district. Taking $300,000 because he's the chairman of the nonprofit that got the money to put these trees out there. That's corruption. That's theft, as you said.
Study about about the climate control. Is he going to eventually try to link it back to
of course, because
what's going on with the children in the cities? Could it be the climate control?
It's deeper than that, Ty, because the initiative that Westmore put out is by 2030, by 2035, they want to be 100% electric. So they're already starting. Again, this is why that thing took place at Federal Hill with those people in BG&E, because they don't want the regulators that they're trying to put onto the houses. The regulators are there to cut the gas and electric and all that stuff. Excuse me, the gas, so that when the time comes and they put it in law, whether you want it or not, you're not going to get gas. So if you don't have an electric stove, then you're not going to be able to get anything. You're not going to be able to wash your hand pots. You're not going to be able to do anything because you're not going to have any hot water. And all of these things are being put in place now for that exact reason. And they slip it in slowly. So now let me introduce a climate bill. And this is for a study for this, but that's not really what it's for because it's actually, for the other part. The other thing is the cars. Eventually, they're going to be like the cars that you drive. You can't drive them anymore because they want all electric cars here in Maryland, especially in Baltimore.
Got a couple minutes left, King. I know about 10 to 11 minutes, something of that nature, but Mommy didn't call this week. I don't know what's going on, Mom. What you had? Cosmos must have had a doctor's appointment today. He didn't hear from Mommy today, so hopefully everything's okay, Mom. But anyway, again, I say, man, again, man, the Tyrone Hour, man, again, we strive here to try to bring knowledge to each other, not debate, not to find out who's the most intelligent person who can call in with the most hidden knowledge or anything of that thing, hidden colors and all that other type stuff. If you got some goddamn message and some information to it, go ahead and spit it out to us. You know what I mean? Try to be the most smartest dog in the room sometime. You know what I mean? And holding it back to yourself, give it out. You know, that's the way I look at it, King. You know, because we always sit back and, you know, we might not see each other all the time, but at least once a week we sit down and talk about some things. You know, just to sit down and talk and see if we're on the same pathway. Majority of the time we are mentally thinking, because it's common sense thinking. You know, we talked about that anyway. You know, we can live on a common sense reality, man. You know, we're not playing all the games, all the Facebooks and all that. But eventually I have no choice to go that route because I need support from my folks, and I believe that's the only way I'm gonna be able to get to them through this way, King. And I'm gonna say you told me what I gotta do and everything, and to get a Facebook platform set up and everything, and gotta play the game, King. Gotta play the game. You got anything you wanna say real fast, King, before we shut them down a little bit?
Well, just like you said, same old, same old. I mean, same old rhetoric. Everybody pointing the fingers, but again, I have to say, when you point one finger out, remember there's always three pointing back. So if we're doing simple fractions and equations, that means that, when that one finger just represents 1/4, 3/4 of the problem is you, or 75% in Baltimore language, because they like to use percentage for everything here. I would love to hear how you feel about the fact that Commissioner Harrison he resigned 3 weeks ago, but he's still on the payroll to the end of the year. And Brandon Scott said that this is an HR issue.
Well, again, I say, man, King, corruption right now face, man.
How is this an HR issue? He's a public figure. He was hired.
He quit.
He was hired.
That's what resigning mean. You quit.
He was hired to work for the people.
You get that last 2-week check that you paid for you not usually work 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah, but if you do something, if the employer know that they wrong, they usually give you a month or, they give you a month or something like that, 6 months severance pay if they know you wrong because they don't want you to sue it.
I say, King, here WWR 1590 every Thursday from 2 to 3, the Tyrone hour. Again, I say welcome, King, man, everything, man, and, you said it's a whole year now and everything, man, and, when you were calling in, people were enjoying what we were talking about, how we were elaborating on the stuff that were thrown out there. You get what I'm saying? It's a lot of folks that helped the show along and called in through the time and everything. Cookie, again, thank you for assisting me in the beginning and everything. She didn't know I was going to ask her to do this. And we just ended up jumping on in here. I think that's what you say, go ahead and do things first. If you're going to do something, go in here first, and attack it with some type of intelligence. We claim to be intelligent people, and that's what I tried to do. I didn't come on here again to be talking about people, to be calling names out. If I call a name out, I call a name out because of something they said and we had a little conversation on it. But I'm not calling the name out for the people to call back and, this, that, and that. No, I'm not here to argue, man. That's what we do. I labeled us as the arguing class of folk. You got the builders, you got master builders, you got Warren's national type people, and the black people in America I label them as the arguing people.
The complainers.
The complainers and the conversing people. I mean, we literally, again, I say, it's the narrative of, when you fix something now, King, but what about this? No, I believe in fixing the problem. And then we get to the next problem, and we try to come to that road, and we try to fix that one.
Well,
and all that hypothetical, wishful thinking stuff and everything. Again, I say, King, something real fast, King, before we go off real fast. You got something you want to say real fast, King?
I mean, listen, we are our own stumbling blocks.
Yeah.
And, again, I told you how I developed the name for the little company that I had. I said, I was in the studio and I saw teamwork. There it is, right over there. And then from there, I was like, I took the team off, I took the T off, and I was like E-work or AMWork. I took the TE off, and I was like AMWork. And it was like, oh, that sounds too close to Amway. And I was like, well, me, I keep God and everything, so I was like, I am work. And that's what I ran with. Until we understand that our values dictate how morally we are represented, we will never attain that glory that we once had. We will always be that fish out of water. We will always be those people that are complaining, talking about this, looking for a handout, accepting that we're not as good as everybody else. And this is the reason why they're lowering the bar and the standards for us. And what they don't, what these kids are not realizing and what these parents are not realizing is that by voting these values and giving it to these people, they're imparting them into your kids, and when your kids leave high school with a 4.0 GPA and they think that they really did something, and they get to that university that they coveted, and they realize that they are way behind everybody else who also had 4.0 averages, then you start looking at the curriculum, and then when you started seeing how the curriculum had been watered down, and that just so they could go through school, just so they could get the money for that student being in that seat.
Gene, ask you again, I'm asking you the question all over again. Do you think that things are going to change? Because you're just seeing what we just seen on television. That's a big question I wanted to ask, because it's like, God damn it, we've been saying this for a while on this show, asking this question, and lo and behold, we're going right back to a same old system of basically it was considered corrupt. And we're going to go right back to it.
We're considering a murder that was arrested for a resident.
Yes.
That's all I'm saying.
Yes.
Again, I'm not mad at it, because again, out of all of the names that we had, if you had to pick the best out of the litter, she would have been it.
She
had the lowest crime rate.
Yeah.
She had people cooperating. She had the city functioning the way a city's supposed to function.
Yes.
Everybody was being held accountable.
Yeah.
It was after she left office and Stephanie Wallace-Blake got her hands on it. That was it.
And then
keep in mind, Stephanie Wallace-Blake came in with her husband.
Yeah.
What did she leave with?
Left with a wife.
Shut up!
We keep telling you that.
Shut up!
You don't want to believe it. It's the truth.
She came in with her husband, and she left with
She came in with
her husband,
family.
and she left with
a husband, 3 kids, a dog,
came in with a nuclear family,
a nice Baltimore City home,
and it detonated. And now she left out with
a wife.
Yeah, okay.
And, 3 surgeries to get her body a different way.
And then
what's name? And
then she works for the DNC. They put her in a nice cushy job because she did everything they wanted her to do here in Baltimore. Stephanie Wallace-Blake, my hat's off to you, sister. She ain't never looked back. You ain't heard a word about her.
No.
She ain't even here no more. She gone.
So is the terminology where I'm talking about the same old.
Hold on, Ty. And just before we got this character, remember we got Catherine Pugh. I really like her.
Yeah.
I like her. She got jammed up like my girl Sheila.
Never change his spots, though, right?
No, it doesn't. And then we got Jack. Poor Jack. He was emasculated.
In the mission, he wasn't ready for it. He wasn't ready for it.
Listen, I was just about to say. Hold on. Because Jack came out of East Baltimore. He was raised like, hey man, I ain't scared of you all. He was being a politician. I know exactly what you're saying, G. I know exactly what you're saying, G. He was being a politician. Because if you know Jack, Jack outside of the office, trust me, you ain't running up on him and he ain't got security. Am I lying, G? He don't have security and you are not running up on him. And unless you like, hey, how you doing, sir? It's a pleasure to meet you. I'm telling you what I know. Because he look at you.
What? We had a good show,
When we started.
I think we had a good show.
You know some of the same people, G. That's all I'm going to say. He like, what? He
all the people that are listening and everything, man. Again, I said donations are welcome.
Clean him up.
Donations are welcome. We are a black show that needs support, and we claim to support our own. But again, I say, I believe the narrative that the Tyrone Hour was talking about is too realistic to be funded.
Yeah, it is.
You heard the way I ended up the show.
Yeah,
The
too
Tyrone
realistic
Hour is too realistic
to be funded.
Because if some of the stuff that the Tyrone Hour talks about and makes come true, some of these entities will be wiped out. Some of these false things won't be going on in the city. So, to keep the cash going, the Tyrone Hour won't be funded that way. You hear me?
We gotta fund it ourselves.
We gotta fund it
I'm working on that right now.
We gotta fund it ourselves, and that's a damn shame.
It's okay.
Because I'm not
I'm used to the chicks being against me.
or whatever you say, King, or something of that nature. And, Gene, I gotta go.
Yeah.
Yeah, and,
3 o'clock.
you know, I'm not part of that crew and everything, but again, I say, King, God will make a way for us, man. I believe we straddling that fence down the bottom, and they say you work your way up to the top, man.
Iron works.
I
That's all I'm about to say.
you know what I
Iron
mean?
works.
Thank you, Gene. Thank you, Kingsley.
Yeah,
You guys have a great weekend. Thank you.
Thank you.